We should do a whole episode about like trials like this and like create fake trials and then have the listeners decide what or like vote.
Yeah. One of the radio stations I listen to every morning on my way to work does something where someone writes in like a situation that they're in and they take 3 calls and it's the best of 3 saying like what the person should do or not. This morning's was a man was asked to be in his sister's like husband's bridal party. He dished out all the money for the tux. He dished out all the money for the bachelor party. He's ready. The wedding's in a couple weeks. Actually, I think the wedding is in 1 week. And they were like, by the way, apparently he has like a long beard. They're like, by the way, you gotta no facial hair for the wedding.
How many weeks is it away?
The wedding's 1 week away. They waited until now, and this man said he's had this beard since high school. So they were saying like, do you shave it or do you not?
No.
They were saying you can't be in the bridal party or any photos if you don't shave it.
See, this is a hard line because it's like if they told him that months ago.
That's what people on the radio were saying. They should have told him when they asked him to be in the bridal party.
Right.
They shouldn't have told him the week of the wedding. And they were saying that people on the radio too were saying like the person with the beard is the person you asked to be in your bridal party. It's not like he didn't have it and then he grew it and you were like, we gotta nix this.
Yeah.
Like you knew who you were asking. Anyway, I'm just saying one of the radio stations I listen to does do something like this all the time.
Yeah.
We should just definitely come up with some scenarios that people in our lives faced like this.
Yeah.
And we
totally should.
But we should do it, get everyone's votes, and then bring on a lawyer friend and be like, how do you think this would go in court? We have no lawyer friends.
I think it's a large commitment to come into this studio and sit with us for 3 hours.
We could get their opinions and read them back.
We can try.
Yeah.
I want to give my opinion on that though.
On what?
On
the
beard thing.
Okay.
I just think that really keep in mind, like, it's not even just about a beard. It's changing any part of your physical appearance. So I think a lot of people would be quick to be like, it's just a beard. Just shave it for 1 day and it'll grow back, which is how some people may see it. But think about it if it was asking a girl with long hair to cut her hair off.
That's what they were
saying. And cut shoulder length hair.
They were
absolutely not.
That's exactly what they were saying. They were like, if this was a girl, it would be a completely different story.
Yeah.
And this is his face. They're not asking you to wear different shoes or like shave your back hair that's like sticking up through the collar. Like, this is your face that they're asking you to change. No.
I would not cut my hair for someone's wedding.
Yeah. So I had to turn off the radio to get to work before I heard this. Everything that I'm saying is just what the radio hosts were saying. I didn't get to hear what the 3 calls were, but based on what the radio hosts were saying, I was thinking, I don't think you should shave it for sure. I mean, we were picturing I actually thought that I said this to myself out loud in the car, and then the radio host said it, picturing like Brandon Marsh, who is a Philadelphia Phillies player with a long beard. And I'm like, first of all, send him my number. Second of all, no, like that's how he
Your
looks.
Honor, relevance.
That's who he is as a person. Let him keep the beard. Let him keep the hair. Like, you can't just ask someone to change their entire, especially he's had this since high school, they said. You don't ask someone to change who they are as a person.
Yeah.
If someone asked Kelly or I to literally bob our hair,
it would have to be extreme circumstances for me to say yes to that. And I don't even know what they are. Like, I can't even imagine what they are.
The only extreme circumstance that would make me for someone else. Like, if I decide one day, like, I kind of want to cut my hair. Like, it's just not me anymore. That's different. But the only extreme circumstance that would make me be like, yes, I should cut my hair for someone else is if a loved one was losing their hair for something and they were going to use my hair to make the wig.
Yeah.
That is the only thing that I would be like, yes, here, take it.
Or if someone said, like, I will give you $1 million. Or, okay, how much would you accept to cut your hair off for your friend's wedding? If they were like, I'll give you $500 if you cut your hair into a bob for my wedding.
A bob? No.
1,000. I wouldn't.
Into a bob, a literal bob?
Yeah.
No, not for 1,000. If we're talking like collarbone length.
A bob, like this.
A literal.
like right above shoulders.
Above shoulder. No, not for 1,000.
5,000.
Oh shit. That's a couple months mortgage. Like I probably
5,000.
I would probably do it for 5,000. Your hair will grow back.
3,000.
No, I could not for 3,000 because that's no. Five will pay a couple of months mortgage. 3, 4
I'm
will
just
not.
saying 10 so that we can bargain to 7.
I can get behind that. Yeah, I say 5 now, but until the check is written and in my hand.
No, I think 4 is not worth it.
No, 4 is not worth it.
Yeah, 5.
I said 5.
I know, but you're like, until the check is... Oh, you mean you're not cutting it until...
I'm not cutting it until there's a $5,000 deposit in my bank account.
Isn't that crazy that we think our hair is worth $5,000? Like,
yeah,
emotionally, it is. Like,
emotionally, 100%. I have... This is so fucked up. But you know how people like get into relationships and they're like, say to their significant other, or like, I had a dream that you cheated on me and I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately was at one point in time mad at my ex because I had a dream that he cut my hair. And I was like, you don't do that to someone. Like, that's so
And he's like, yeah, I agree. And I didn't.
It made me sick to my stomach that someone would cut my hair. But yeah, no, it's an emotional thing. It's like my hair is my mental stability. The longer it is, the more stable I am.
I know.
And you chop it all off, send me away.
I know.
Because I need help, honestly. $5,000, sure.
Someone recently told me, just cut it off, start new. And I was like,
why would I do that?
Please don't disrespect me like that.
Yeah. But at the same time, if a loved one was losing their hair and they were like, we need 7 ponytails and we only have 5, like, would you consider giving me your ponytail? 100% you can have my ponytail.
Different. Yeah.
For $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make you a wig. It costs $5,000 though.
But it's different for a loved one. $3,000. $3,000 for a wig of my hair.
Depends on how much I love them for me.
Right. It depends on how extended of a family they are. Yeah. Kelly, fine. Trisha, no, I'm just kidding. Kidding, Trish. I would cut my hair for you.
Yeah, I guess I just think, though, that, like, when it comes to making someone cut their beard off or whatever, their hair off for wedding photos, the stakes are so low. Like, there's really no reason to ask them to cut it off, except that, like, oh, I just decided I don't want beards in my photos, which is fine. You're allowed
beards in my photos.
You're allowed to decide that. Like, there's so many posts that are like, am I the asshole if I ask my friend to cover their tattoos on their arms? Am I the asshole if I ask my friend to dye their hair instead of hot pink brown for my wedding photos? And it's like, are you an asshole for wanting a specific vision for your photos? Maybe not. But how worth it is it to you to ask, you know?
I think that the radio host this morning that I listened to said it best when she said, that is the person you ask to be in your wedding.
Yeah.
So if I ask a friend of mine who's covered in tattoos head to toe, honestly, that's probably going to be like the person I marry is probably going to have a ton of tattoos. And they have tattoos head to toe. That is the person you chose. That is the person you love, and they are their tattoos. If you chose a person who has a long beard, that is the person you love, and that is who they are. That's how they're gonna. If someone came to me and was like, like the long hair thing just isn't my style, I have a vision for my wedding, can you cut? No, like, the long hair is me. That is who I am as a person. Yeah. I'm not going to cut my hair for you. If I have loved ones with bright colored hair and I love them for who they are, yeah, it probably is not going to fit my wedding vision. But am I going to make them dye their hair to be in my wedding? No. Like, that is the person that I love.
But is it rude to ask? Like, you're not going to make them, but is it rude to ask?
I think it's inappropriate to ask. I think you love the person for the person. And if I mean, maybe if they have a different hair color every week.
Okay, yeah.
But if you have So you, like, for you have this brown hair. That is how I have known you my whole life. For the last however many years, you've been bleach blonde. If you were still bleach blonde by the time I got married, I wouldn't be like, I need you to go back to your brown hair because that's how I envision you. That's how I grew up with you. I wouldn't ask you to go back to that. But if you had red hair this week, blue hair next week, pink hair the week after, I'd be like, okay, let's maybe go with something that you have most often for my photos so that when I look at my photos, I can picture you as what I know you as.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, or just like, I don't know, if you don't mind, like, if people just change their hair every week for fun, I'm like, yeah, change it to whatever I want it to be.
Change it to my aesthetic. I guess that's different, yeah. But I wouldn't ask someone to change something. Like, if they have pink hair and that is it, like, pink is their thing and it's been like that for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I'm not going to be like, you can't have pink hair at my wedding because that is your hair. I don't know.
I wish one of my, like, closest friends none of my closest friends have a lot of tattoos or, like, an unnatural hair color that I can be like, okay, this person.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard for me to say that because, like, if one of my best friends randomly, like, went rogue and dyed their hair hot pink, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that is going to throw off my photos. But at the same time, it's like, does it actually matter?
Well,
like
that, but it's also, it's not them. them. Like if I went rogue and dyed my hair purple, like root to end tomorrow, and our friends are getting married in a couple weeks and they're like, Erin, like you can't do this for the wedding. I'd be like, I should be like, you're right, it's not me. Like I can be blonde for the wedding.
Yeah.
But if I'm blonde or if I'm purple all the time, like I am the purple friend. Like I don't know. I think it's different if it's who you are as a person. If we were back to the original story, this guy has had his beard since high school.
100%, yeah.
They're adults now in weddings. That is who he is as a person.
He's not shaving that beard.
But he's not shaving it.
Not on my watch.
Nope.
That's an interesting debate. Yeah. I like that. That's something that I feel like at first I'm like, I wouldn't want the colored hair, or like I don't know, like, yeah, cover the tattoos. But then I'm like, wait, no, you're right. Like it is who they are.
Yeah.
So that's interesting for me.